for inviting me to be part of this beautiful gathering of words, voices, and shared imagination. Kolkata has always been a city where literature waits, where poetry walks alongside history, culture, and revolution. To stand here and speak as a poet is truly a privilege. Today is an especially auspicious day, our Republic Day. Happy Republic Day to all. And that reminds us of freedom, responsibility, and the power of expression. I would like to read a poem in my mother tongue, Assamese, the language of my heart, my earliest dreams. After that, I will read this poem in Hindi, a language that carries the rhythm of our shared nationhood. And finally, I will conclude with two short poems in English, the language that connects us across borders. First poem is Habitolia Batot Adha Futa Mat. Bukueu jane bhator kotha, bhator nisa. Nisate nital mari hui thoka kothabur, bhate jogai tulibo pare. Ketiaba jogai tula kothaburu ukhah hoi biopibo pare apunar mur kakhe kakhe. Therusiga botorot ukhahbur barhi ahe. Soku aru bukur bish. Era kothatu bhabi bhabi epotola bhat sesa pori jay. Gundhai. Kunu adimtom porda atorai. Surjogrohon aru chandrogrohonor nibhaz indrojal kune fohiai sabo. Asolote নিজৰ বুলি ভাবি থকা কথাবোৰ কেতিয়াবা আনৰ হ'ব পাৰে। কথাবোৰৰ আৰৰ কথাবোৰ আপুনি মই আন কোনোবা হ'ব পাৰে। হয়তো কথাটো এনে হ'ব পাৰে আধুনিকতাবাদী ভাৰতীয় বিজ্ঞান প্ৰযুক্তিত ওলমি থকা একোখন মুখ ঠিক ধান খেৰৰ জুইৰ দৰে। এতিয়া নেৱালি খুচৰি খুচৰি কথাবোৰ জুকিয়াই লওঁতেই হাবিতলীয়া বাটত আধা ফুটা মাত। In Hindi, जंगली राह पर अस्फुट बोली, दिल भी जानता है भाट की बातें, भाट का नशा। नशों में बेसुध होकर सोई हुई बातें भाट जगा सकता है। कभी जगाई गई बातें भी सांस बनकर फैल सकती है आपके मेरे आसपास। बोझिल मौसम में सांसें तेज हो जाती है। आंखों और सीने का दर्द। हाँ, बातें सोचते सोचते परोसा गया भात ठंड हो जाता है, महकता है। किसी आदिमतम पर्दे को हटाकर सूर्य ग्रहण और चंद्र ग्रहण के अनूठे इंद्रजाल की कौन पड़ताल करेगा। असल में जिन बातों को अपना सोचा जाता है कभी गैर का भी हो सकता है। बातों की आड़ की बातें आप में और कोई हो सकता है। शायद बात ऐसी हो सकती है आधुनिकतावादी भारत विज्ञान प्रौद्योगिकी में लटका हुआ एक एक मुखरा बिल्कुल पुआल की आग की तरह। अभी भूसे को तेतुल तेतुल कर बातों की पड़ताल करते ही जंगली राह में अस्फुट बोली। This poem is translated by Dinkar Kumar. And my second poem is in English, Ground. All things touched by this earth have a ground, and the ground begets the wind in life. We have stepped into such times in which we feel the ground. All the time, we are lying in wait for the ground. Sometimes for hope and reliance, and in needed few words, we have made a mess by overdoing. In this way, having forgotten earlier disputes and experiences, we are debating among ourselves. Lots of struggles I have seen for being destitute. Against our existence, we have launched again and again in itinerary trope. Really, just for that, we are preparing ourselves. This poem is translated by Nilanjan Thakuria. And the last one is for another day. The logs in the shadow are out now. Someone's taken them out to sun. Unstrapped. Unstrapped, they have been sprayed out. And as it always happens, the temperatures on the rise, the logs set apart are drying away. The works are almost coming off in the merciless sun's uncaring stare. When the things have lost their reason, it is dinner time once again, and the logs are back for the fire. The dried ones are placed for the burn. A little kerosene, the matchsticks afire, and as the logs slowly turn to ash, the undried ones lie in a corner to make it up for another day. Thank you for listening with your hearts. Let's celebrate words and let's celebrate poetry. Jai Hind. Thank you.
I would like to invite Prafull ji to now read his poetry.
Hello everyone. First poem I will be reading in my own mother tongue, that is Marathi. I belong to Maharashtra and I write in Marathi. So just to listen the flavor of my language, I will be reciting one poem. See, this poem is in a typical meter which is called as Abhanga. And Abhangas are written by medieval poets like Sant Tukaram, Jnaneshwar, but contemporary poets are also using the same meter for many poems. This poem, जगण्याला झाली भौतिकाची खोळ, अंतरीचा घोळ दिसेची ना, आकुंचले विश्व आक्रसले मन, दृष्टीला स्वजन पडेची ना, शब्दांचा बाजार अक्षरे बेजार, शब्दांचा बाजार अक्षरे बेजार, अर्थाचा विचार सुचेची ना, एकांताची होता उराउरी भेट, आतला समेट घडेची ना, जगण्याला झाली भौतिकाची खोळ, अंतरीचा घोळ दिसेची ना. So this was a Marathi poem. I'll read one poem in English. Malvika ji, this poem is translated by Shanta Gokhale into English. The Beginning and the End. This poem is called The Beginning and the End. The beginning and the end, not that. Without beginning or without end. Between these two infinities, nothing is whole. Everything flows, but not as an unbroken stream. This road underfoot, where it begins, where it ends, is nowhere in sight. It is not a simple straight road. This walking feet will tell you it breaks in many places. This purple indigo sea has for long been in tight churn within itself. Sharks of the sea and the whales, surmais and the banglas too will tell. The fish see countless fissures that go deep into waves. The fish and the sea water are the only ones who must seal the cracks, just as our tissues and cells come rushing day after day to heal our wounds. The cracks in time, like sharp-edged knives, are constant pricks in the flow of life. What is the material, the weapon, the tool, the chemistry that will close them? Somebody will have to step forward, search for and fetch back the most micro nanograins of time, scrub and polish words to a shine to seal the cracks in the flow of glittering time. Who is the architect? Who the surgeon? Who the weaponsmith? Who the jurist? A visionary engineer? A skilled worker who will build in space the edifice of time. Thank you. Shall I? One more? Okay. Yeah. This is a poem, it's called Mumbai's Map. Actually, this is regarding a city called Mumbai, but it's applicable to every city. Even you can connect this poem with Kolkata or Chennai or New York also. The Mumbai's Map. After arriving in Mumbai, I inquired for a Mumbai map. The map seller asked with a laugh, "Sir, which one do you want?" I have a collection of many amazing maps of Mumbai. What have you come in search of? Which Mumbai are you looking for? Shall I give you the map of Mumbai of 7 hills buried under the sea? Or of Mumbai which snatched out the land invading the roaring sea? Do you want the Mumbai that has wolfed down villages, rivers, streams and shores? Do you want the Mumbai scraping the skies or the one that runs choked underground? You want the Kabutar Khana or Kala Ghoda, Dharavi or Baikula or Koliwada, Bhaucha Dhakka or the Ghadial Godi, or the Mumbai of local trains thundering across the stations? The Mumbai on the shores of the bursting sea, the Mumbai that lures or one that cures? Mumbai dripping in sweat of laborers in open spaces or the one that chills off in closed chambers? Which Mumbai shall I give you, of villagers or city dwellers from Vidarbha, Konkan or UP or Bihar, or of native people or of the foreigners? There is Dubai in Mumbai. And the USA also exists here. There is an Israel in Mumbai. And do not forget Iran, it also exists here. Mumbai of the terrible mix of language, Mumbai that slits your throat with a language, or the Mumbai that has absorbed all languages to give birth to a new language of the city. Look at this cubist map. This is a Dadaist map. This is surrealist and that is realist map. This is abstract and this is a figurative map. This one is post-colonial and that is the post-truth map. Tell me which color map it is that you desire. A green map, a red map, a blue map, or a saffron map. Oh, overwhelmed, I said, wow, just wait, please. Let me take a breath. I don't want all these maps. Keep all of them with you. In fact, There is one map that I have brought along with me in my bag when I came here. That will be more useful to me. I can give that map to you if you want. The map contains writers like Bandyopadhyay, Namdev Dasal, Arun Kolatkar, Vasant Gurjar, Satish Kalsekar, Jayant Pawar and Bhujang Meshram too. There are painters like Hussain Saab, Jahangir Sabawala, Sudhir Patwardhan, Prabhakar Kolte, singers like Bade Ghulam Ali Khan Saab, Devdar Master, theatre icons like Satyadev Dubey and Vijay Tendulkar. It's got book hubs like Strand, Kitab Khana, PBH, and music shops like Rhythm House, cafes like Samovar, Westside Inn, and the booksellers lost now on the walkways of Mumbai. Then there are so many small and big bookshops stuck in the mind, some remembered, some forgotten. This is too tiny a map, I know. It does not poke its nose in the affairs of the city. It's engrossed in its own small world. Let me give this map to you. Keep it safe and sound. Hide it well under the pile of the maps that you have. It won't ever be sold. And let me assure you, no one will ever come asking for this map, but keep it with you nonetheless. If ever a poet like me, with eyes lost in rigmarole, comes to this city unknowingly and reaches you and asks you for a map of Mumbai, please give this map to him. His eyes will sparkle. He will never go back frustrated from this city, Thank you.
Thank you for that lovely poetry. I would like to call Kadambari Di now on stage to read her poetry.
Good morning, everybody. At the very outset, I wish to thank all the organizers of Kolkata Literary Meet, Mrs. Malvika Banerjee, and all of you for having invited me to recite my poems at the Alipur Jail Museum. It's such a wonderful historic place, and the solemnity of this place really suits the theme. Thank you so much, all the audience, for having taken the trouble to come here to enjoy some poetry reading. Now, without further ado, I'll start reading my poem Peace, that longed for peace and inner harmony that we so seek in our troubled world today. Peace. It is not in monasteries, churches, or hermitages, or the solitude of forests, away from the clamor of urban life, that peace is sought and found, but within ourselves, as we embark upon our inward journey into our inner world in search of hidden truths about ourselves, the world, and all creation, locked within the very depths of our hearts and souls. And as we advance in our inward journey from darkness to the light, the veil of ignorance slowly lifts as we purge our thoughts of all defilements, and all at once wisdom dawns when we come face to face with reality and realize that all there is, the birds, trees, and all that we love so well, shall age and wither away, becoming no more than tiny particles of dust blowing through the passage of time. Futile, then, are wars, conquests, and treaties, and words of solace spoken to a suffering humanity. In a world of conflict and strife, torn apart by hatred and greed, where even the revered fight relentlessly wars in secrecy to occupy space in history, that they may be remembered till the end of time, promising hope to a despairing humanity. But if entire humanity, the most blessed and evolved of all creation, explored the darkest recesses of their minds, praying in earnest for the gusts of ignorance, hatred, and greed, blowing fiercely across their stream of thoughts, to die down once and for all, and with it all mental afflictions, howsoever great and small, then humanity would once more dwell in harmony with all, under a reign of peace. Thank you. There's another one on the universal subject of love. You know, love has many dimensions as opposed to absolute love. So anyway, I start on love. Was love then only an illusion, or was it not? A fire that raged while it lasted, extinguished by time, but those glowing embers, oh, they still burned through those dark, desolate nights of a winter long gone. And there's another one which we all crave, that is justice and equality. So this poem is on justice and equality. He belonged to a gracious world where good manners, refinement of taste, and culture was all that mattered. Its inhabitants well-bred, well-read, acquainted with the classics and poetry and literature of their sphere of interest, and abreast with current affairs. They were sophisticates, men of the world, some good, some not so good, but all caught within the meshes of their society, rarefied and limited, that he freed himself from when struck by the wonder and mystery of the universe, immensely vast and magnificent, of the numerous luminous celestial bodies that illumine the night sky above, of all the myriad life forms, all born to live and die in this our transient world, all governed by the timeless laws of nature that dealt kindly with some, harshly with others, but ever so justly always, for the higher good of all, and with quiet firmness did convey the unspoken message of equality before the law. Then there's another one, a winter landscape. You know, trees speak to us whether they are laden with leaves and flowers, or whether they are leafless and bare. So this is a winter landscape. In deathly silence, in the cold depths of winter, their boughs having shed summer's attire of shades of green, stood those trees solemnly still, beautiful in their utter nakedness, much like truth, unembellished. Ah, truth. It needs no embellishment. It shines forth even in the bleakness of a winter landscape. Yeah, thank you. I pass it on to.
I invite Nilanjan to read his poetry in Bangla.
Thank you. I had an impression that usually prisoners assemble in a jail, but I think it has been completely captured by poets today, and under the able patronage of the festival director, Malavika, who is a great friend. Thank you, Mala, for inviting me here. I write short Bangla poems, so I'll be reading 6 of them. আমি এবং একটা সাপ ভয় পাচ্ছি এ ওকে বোঝাপড়ার অভাব বেড়ার ধারে ছাগল কিছু দেখছে ভেবে কুমড়ো ফুলটা খাবেই নাকি ছেড়ে দেবে আবার শেখা আজকে হাসলে এত ভালো দেখায় গাছকেও অতিথিদের কাছে মশাগুলোর হয়ে চাইছি ক্ষমা হেমন্ত সন্ধ্যায় শীর্ণ গাছে অতগুলো তরমুজকে দেখে ভাবছি আমি এই জীবনে কি যে গেলাম রেখে ভয় দেখাতে গিয়ে কাকতাড়ুয়া ডাকছে খেতে আরো পাখি নমস্কার আচ্ছা আরো 6টা ছোট ছোট পড়ে দিচ্ছি তাহলে আমার প্রতিধ্বনির পথে মিলিয়ে যায় জোনাকিটা খারাপ কথা শুনতে শুনতে একটা বুনো ফুলের কিছু যায় আসে না একটা বাড়ির থেকে অন্য একটা বাড়ির ভিতর থাকে রাস্তা হয়তোবা মাঠ না হয় ধানের ক্ষেত একটা লোকের থেকে অন্য একটা লোকের ভিতর বিশ্বাস আর অবিশ্বাসের প্রেত যেখানে পাতারা ছিল সেখানে ছায়াও ছিল পাতাদের কোনো একদিন সর্বস্ব নিয়ে গেছে হেমন্তের হাওয়া আমাকে নৌকার অপেক্ষায় রেখে পাখিরা পেরিয়ে যায় নদী নমস্কার
The story of a hen. While digging into the privacy of a blue night, my path was suddenly blocked by a hen, all skin and bones. Waving itself, it dashed off towards me. The hand somehow attracted me, but I could not gather up courage to go near it. The lines in the hand got tangled in the cortex of my mind. Red turned into a boat. Looking at the birds, which flew away when they were fully fledged. The hand rowing the boat of Wraith said, "It's a story of a hand." Waiting has its own glee. Alluring of land, the song of a flower. Look, sadness is gone, replaced by giggle. The loyal, the fuchsia, land flower smiles. Maybe waiting is alluring because there are land flowers and smiles. Thank you.
You can see the power of poetry. Yeah. I am reading in this, I think, second and last round, few small poems. Half digital. Half of the body of flesh and blood, half digital. Half of the brain of live cells, half digital. Skin to skin touch only half, body to body encounter only half, half digital. Half of the life lived through 5 senses, half digital. In the half of the life lived, I could gather only half of the language, got half of the paper, half of the pen and half of ink. The poem also remained half, same, that you are listening now with half of your natural and half digital ears. Again a small poem, I'll read from my book. I and my tiger. Like everyone else, I too had a tiger. Shunned by all, people kept a safe distance from it and from me as well. So I manicured his claws, pricked open his jaws and gently uprooted his sharp teeth. I even shaved off its bristling whiskers, taught it to clone around and perform a comic dance. If you tickle it, it would guffaw with a growl and tickle you back. Now, everyone admires me and my tiger. There is high praise for us, especially from ships and goats. And the last poem, a thing long lost. A thing long lost. A thing long lost lies quietly wherever it happens to be. Its face lit up by an innocent smile. Thank God, the finger that held me is gone and I have got free. Maybe for him I am lost, but the truth is I am free. How pleasant it is to be free, to break free of ropes and float on one's own weight. I had no identity for so many days. They all know me only as a thing owned by him. That's changed now. Maybe I lie on the street or on blades of grass. Maybe I get trampled under feet. But I am free. But you know the way world goes. Someone will spot me from a distance, looking askance, pick me up and keep me in his pocket quietly. Then a stern warning. No more talks of freedom. No more talks of freedom. lie in my pocket quietly. You are free to show yourself off only as a possession of mine, only as a possession of mine. Thank you so much.
There's another poem of mine on freedom, what it means to each one of us. So, freedom. There is truth and beauty in simplicity, in living the life of a bird, flying high into the pale blue sky, leaving all it holds, so precious and dear, upon this our earth here. And so the bird lives evermore in happiness, born out of freedom, craving nothing, neither wealth nor power, but only a few drops of water and grain to sustain its flight into the sky again. Away and away into the higher realms flies the little bird again, whence it looks down upon us blissfully, we lesser, flightless mortals, bound by our fetters of worldliness to earth and all our earthly belongings. There's another one, poetry. It's on poetry. In moments of deep revelation that seldom come, and when they do, it's in moments of suffering, of varying magnitudes, and intense reflection on existence, the universe, and ourselves, when the world around dissolves into nothingness, and all there is truth, pure and sublime. And it's in such moments of grace that the soul speaks softly to us and then writes poetry. Thank you. There's one more. One second. Okay, yeah, okay, right, fine, yeah. If you can.
একটা ছোট ভালোবাসার কবিতা পড়ে শেষ করছি। কাউকে আমি পাইনি তোমার মতো, অনেক দেখি, অনেক দেখি, তার মধ্যেই একটা দুটো মুহূর্ত লীন, বাকিরা সব হারিয়ে যাওয়া সময়। অনেক চাওয়া, অনেক চাওয়া, তার মধ্যেই হঠাৎ কোনো প্রকৃত সঞ্চয়। অনেক লিখি, অনেক লিখি, তার মধ্যেই একটা হয়তো কবিতা হয়, বাকিরা সব বলতে চাওয়া কথা। অনেক আঘাত, অনেক আঘাত, তার মধ্যেই একটা গভীর রক্তপ্রপাত, বাকিরা সব ক্ষণস্থায়ী ব্যথা। অনেক ঘুরি, অনেক ঘুরি, তার মধ্যেই একটা দুটো চেনা গলি, সব রাস্তা মনে থাকে না অত। অনেক খুঁজি, অনেক খুঁজি তার ফলে তো কত কিছুই এসেছে তাও কাউকে আমি পাইনি তোমার মতো। নমস্কার।
Sorry, this is the last one. It's called Unspoken. I so wanted to tell you the last time we met at our much-loved, cherished haunt, the veranda of the coffee shop, that you never looked more beautiful than you did that evening, even as you smiled sadly at the unfoldment of your life, as the evening light fell softly upon those lines of virtue etched deep into your face, of struggles nobly endured between conflicting forces within, without, as you grayed prematurely and rested in your hard-won wisdom, after having seen and tasted life at its truest, at its rawest. Yet your eyes never lost their glimmer of hope for a better, truer world, as you chose to see the beauty and goodness in all. Yes, your eyes shone bright in the fading evening light, reflecting the ageless beauty of the truth within your blessed immortal soul. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. I mean, it's always a risk to get poets from all over the country because while we are celebrating Republic Day, we often don't cross some borders, especially if they are borders of language. So thank you very much, Abhijeet and Prafull for being part of this experiment. And I hope that you all enjoyed the poetry. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Kadambari ji. We'll now just take a couple of minutes for our next session.